everybody, I'm Elena and today I'm gonna bring to you this little tip that I use over and over with my clients and whatnot in real life as to how you can make your concealer more full coverage, more crease proof and whatnot with this simple technique that who would have thought, but it works. I guess I didn't reinvent the wheel. This is something that it's out there, but not everyone knows. So I just wanted to share with you, especially, this video is for all of you, but especially for all my viewers from India. Yeah, I don't know why, but apparently my channel is big in India and the people from India are really interested into the makeup aspect on my channel. And as much as I said I am moving past makeup, I feel like I still here and there, not every single day, not all the time, but here and there I feel like I can sit down here and share with you some tips that work for me, work for my clients, and work for the people that I told them to. So without further ado, you don't need to spend a ton of money or just have the Shape Tape concealer or whatnot. The concealer that I love the best, consistency-wise and coverage-wise, is the Age Rewind from Maybelline. This is you can find it everywhere in India and all over the globe, pretty much. So what you're gonna do is twist it. You just find your shade. Mine happens to be light, but you just need to find your shade. And yeah, I just already did my eye makeup, and of course I already have my foundation on because I prefer to apply it beforehand. I am not big on doing the eyeshadow first. And let me tell you something, the foundation adds some coverage already, so there's that. Without further ado, we already twisted that, and I'll apply it. Don't go crazy if you are not working in the, I don't know, industry or whatnot. Just tilt your head downwards to where you can see your discoloration and or eye bags, and just apply it there up until the tip of where the redness stops. For me, the inner corners, because I'm a glass wearer, is where I have more darkness usually. Then I bring it down just a tad and out, but as you can see I am barely pressing because we don't need to add just a ton of product just to have a full coverage. So now here's the tip. You have the concealer down, it doesn't need to be this, I just happen to love this. So now that the concealer is done, instead of just blending it right away, you go ahead and you do your eyebrows and you start doing your eyeshadow, or if it's a quick eyeshadow look, like I just had a swipe of this color tattoo in On and On bronze and I just smeared it onto my eyelids and that's about it. You just do that, and whilst you're doing that, the concealer is setting into place and it's getting thicker, if you will, and it's getting more full coverage, so you don't have to be wearing a thick layer of any makeup product or a very, I don't know, the Shape Tape or something like that in real life looks really fake. This is gonna look seamless, yeah, because I'm wearing color and whatnot, but otherwise people wouldn't notice that you're wearing makeup. They would just think that you had a good night's sleep. So now that I started, now I can stop rambling and go ahead. It's been sitting here for a good 3 minutes or so. It can go for longer if you will. Just don't go super light, just a tad lighter than your color. Again, it's not, we don't want to be doing this all highlighty and contouring thing in here. It's real life, so there's that. So now we go ahead, and this is a medium coverage concealer, and I start blending it with this makeup sponge. This actually is the Real Techniques one that I happen to like better than the Beauty Blender and any other for the matter. And now we take that, move on to the other side. As you can see, I don't smear it around, I just tap it gently so it gets even all over the place. And in doing this tapping motion and rotating the sponge a little bit, you are taking away the excess that you don't need on your under eyes, so you end up with a very thin layer. Right now you can see my eyes are brightened. I'm looking at the mirror, of course. My eyes are brightening. There is no rest of discoloration, but if you're like me and you have some under eye bags, you want to set it with powder. You want to set it powder either way, to be fair, but you don't want to be baking and whatnot. This is gonna end up looking so fake and so unrealistic. So what you want to do is, for instance, I'll take this Essence Brighten Up banana powder, so a setting powder that it's pinky tone for cooler skin tone and yellowish for warmer skin tones, and you dip the sponge into the powder. Now it's dirty because I applied a foundation and whatnot, and you dip it, but you can take the right amount, but you don't over scratch, if you know what I'm saying. And now you go ahead and you place it, just dip some more, and you place it. See, now it's mattified, so now you cannot see the light reflection in this area. And this way you don't see the eye bags. Now you turn it around, you don't use more powder, we don't want to be over powdering, and with the wet side, the dampened side of the sponge, you go ahead and go back onto your under eye area and you press it gently, so you get rid of the excess of powder as well. As you can see, it picked it up a little bit. And this way your concealer is full coverage, set to go, and it looks seamless. Now, the last step that you want to do, now you would go ahead, as I will, and apply the rest of the makeup, and I will tell you the last step once I am done. So now that you have the rest of the makeup of your entire face applied, now it's the last step that you need to take, that I feel every single one of us need to take. So you take a clean tissue paper, you clean your hands, you wash your hands afterwards, but you don't need to after you're done with that because they're gonna get dirty again. And what you do is you reach out this way, let me tell you. And the creases that you have, the natural creases, if it's not wrinkly creases, or if they are wrinkly creases, it's just the same. You look down and you press your fingertips onto them just to remove any excess of powder without smearing or anything that might have set in there. And that's it. That is it. This is this simple. So just to recap, just to refreshen what we did. We applied a concealer. It doesn't need to be full coverage. You just take an average concealer, a good one that you enjoy, apply it, leave it in there sitting for a good 5 minutes, set it. It's really important if you do it with a sponge because it's gonna look more seamless, so that's an extra tip. Set it with some powder that it's according to your undertone skin. So take pink or yellowish, depending whether it's cold or warm undertone. If it's neutral, you can go either way. Then just set it very lightly, actually, with the powder. Let it sit in there, apply the rest of the makeup, and then just with your fingertips, remove the little creases that have set on your natural creasing on the eyes. And this way you have concealer that is bulletproof, that is gonna last to you all day long, looking seamless regardless. So that is my little tip from me to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you in the next one. Bye!